Hey, good evening, Doing the Most Media community. It's a Feature Friday. I'm your host, Amanda, and I want to go ahead and give people time to join us on this Feature Friday. So while we do that, I'm going to go ahead and go over the guidelines. As usual, please be engaged, join the discussion, jump in the comments with a question, or even just a comment to encourage as we go along in this interview. And then definitely like, follow, share, subscribe to Doing the Most Media. We're on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. You find us, we'll be there. And then definitely follow the businesses that we are featuring. So tonight is Trap Cardio. I'm sorry, is Elite Nutrition RVA. And you'll want to follow them and then make sure to follow Behind the Fluff as well because, hey, you want to make sure to support in all the ways that you can. Here at Doing the Most Media, we are all about supporting small businesses and their passions, purposes, and plans. So without further ado, today we get to talk with our cousin, Ashley Bread, in honor of Elite Nutrition RVA. So without further ado, I'm gonna let her tell you about herself. Thank you for joining us.
No, thank you for the invitation. Hi, everybody. My government name is Ashley Redwood. My alias is AD Red. I am 36 years old in Aries, and I'm born and raised in Richmond, Virginia. Um, just to give you some background about me, I went to Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia, where I graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in English. And I also have a MBA in accounting. I am a mom to three kids, one boy, two girls, 16, 14, 8. And I've been married to my husband this year of 11 years. So about 9 months ago, I left from working a job in federal law enforcement to becoming a full-time entrepreneur. And that's when Elite Nutrition RVA was born. So yeah, just go back.
You have had quite the journey from law enforcement to fitness, but it's a beautiful journey all the way.
Yeah, thank you.
So you started this about, it says you started about 4 years ago. So what
Mhm.
was the catalyst or what started you 4 years ago with the dance fitness?
So with dance fitness, I was a Zumba head. And I mean, I was in classes like no other. And one day, one of the instructors thought that it would be a great idea that I got certified in Zumba. And I'm like, I like dancing on the back row where I got all my space and I can be by myself and everything. So I never even considered being an instructor. Um, when she told me to get certified, I went ahead and got certified. And it's crazy because I had been trying to create a buzz and create a class for the past 4 years. And something in the last 2.5 years like pop. Like I went from having to throw free birthday classes so that people didn't know it, but it was just my family and them that showed up. To now I have people all over the world doing trap cardio, which is crazy.
Yes.
It's still crazy. Still crazy. But that's how I got into dance fitness. I was once a student. I'm always a student, but I went from being a student to an instructor.
No, thank you for that. Always a student, that willingness to learn, and it makes a difference, and you can see that in people, and it can draw you in. I mean, I think that's what draws a lot of people in is that you're always still even learning in the process.
Definitely.
So, for somebody who has never experienced Elite Nutrition RVA, hasn't come in, can you tell them a little bit about the experience from the trap cardio and some other classes that are offered, all the way to the bar babes? There's so much.
Okay, so I joke and I say that the Elite Nutrition RVA is the neighborhood boys and girls club. Okay, so when you walk in, you're going to be greeted to the point where my goal was to always be behind the scenes. Didn't work, but hey. But I want you to come in and not one question who owns it. Not even have to worry about that. So when you come in, you're going to be greeted by somebody. You may not know who that somebody is, but you're going to get a hello, hey cousin, what's up? You're going to feel like you've known them for years. You're going to come in. More than likely, you're going to experience one of our fitness classes from one of our bomb instructors, or you're going to try the Herbalife experience at the bar and you end up having a conversation like you're in a barber shop and you look up and you forgot you had a job, you know. But The Elite Nutrition RVA to me is like a fitness cheers. I feel like I'm old when I say that, but it's where everybody knows your name, and if they don't, they're gonna get to know you. It's an escape from everything going outside in the world. It's second home to a lot of people.
I don't think that you're old at all or using that you're dating yourself at all when you say that, because when you talk about everybody knowing your name, everybody kind of wants that experience. You know, we want to be a part of something. So at the end of the day, you've created that culture and brought that in for everyone.
Thank you. And even with the bar babe, so it's so funny. So I always used to have a dream of owning a nightclub, right? So I see Elite Nutrition RVA as that. It's like my daytime club for health and fitness. So the ladies behind the bar, we refer to each other as the bar babes because that's the experience we give you. Though we are selling smoothies, we talk, we give you that rah rah, that feistiness and everything, like a bartender would at your local pub, your local club or something. So yeah, everybody wants to be a bar babe.
Yes, I had a chance to experience meeting the bar babes, and I had a a pound cake. It was an experiment that went very, very well. It was so amazing. So even
You forgot it was healthy, didn't you?
yes, I
Hmm.
did.
That's
So
what we do.
when you started the process of trying to come up with trap cardio, what was that like? How did you take that experience and bring it into something for the masses?
So I always felt like an oddball with Zumba because I'm like, yeah, I love all types of music, but what if I just want to just rock out to what I hear on my radio stations, you know? And sometimes when you follow other dance fitness formats, there are a lot of rules, and I am a rebel by nature. So as I started teaching more, I realized I was able to teach better with music that I was more comfortable with. So it evolved into trap Zumba because I thought that was a safe thing to do. But I was going to have my first little in-home little um, festival, and somebody reported me to Zumba. And Zumba said, you got 24 to 48 hours to change up what you're doing, or we're going to have a problem. And that's where trap cardio was born. And when trap cardio was birthed, it was liberating. I feel like now I have the freedom to do what I want to do. And that's pretty much how trap cardio was born.
That's an amazing story because at the end of the day, a lot of us struggle with rules, and if it just means tweaking something and making it our own, I mean, it's necessary, and it's brought a whole community of people together from all over the world.
And look, and I've always lived by this. I was like, you know what? Whenever I do a faith walk, I'm like, your tribe will find you. Even if, whether it's 2 people or 10, if they're part of your tribe, they're going to be committed and they're going to rock with you till you ain't rocking no more. And I stuck to my gut, and my tribe has found me. So I still have the freedom to be unapologetically me. So, yes.
Yes. Let's talk a little bit about what that means, the freedom to be unapologetically you. If no one's tuned in on YouTube or been to the gym themselves, that means a whole lot. Let's talk about it.
Yes. So we curse and stuff, and we're very straightforward. We're a straightforward bunch. I like to say that what you see is what you get. You're not going to see a glammed up squad or a bunch of people who got all the moves right. You may not even focus on me when you watch the class, but you will find somebody in the room to hone in on. Um, we're about family, family, fitness, and fun. So again, we call each other cousins because in my head I see family different. Family is not just blood, and we spend a lot of time together with common goals and common interests. So we are a family. We take care of each other, and sometimes you'll see on camera. Sometimes people having bad days. We like, huh, that ain't the energy we need today. But sometimes you have to check your family like that. Um, we are, and being unapologetic, we come to you full of flaws. Well, we don't see any flaws, but we come to you raw. What you see is what you get.
Absolutely. We can, and I think that people respect it. I mean, I know we do here.
Thank you.
So what are some of the other classes, groups, challenges? Because I know that every fitness group is different. What we put together, fits what we
Mhm.
who we are and what we do. So tell us a little bit about that too.
So we have a running group, running with Tara or running with Rob. They're a husband wife couple that leads from Elite sometimes. We have strength training classes by our instructors RVA Beast Mode, Body Work, The Law of Fitness. We have other dance fitness classes, cardio jam fitness, extreme um, dance fitness with Denise. We have aerobic stepping, extreme hip hop with Melinda. Like you cannot come into elite and not find something. There's we even got power Pilates or RVA Beast Mode. Like you name it, we got it. And if we don't have it, we'll find a time slot to fill it up. And we also have twerk out class with LaJoy, who also does a strength training class. And we have majority of these classes are on our YouTube page. So we're out there.
Yes, definitely. So, and again, I'm reminding everybody at this point, if you're watching and listening, if you have not subscribed, you can go ahead and click away real quick and do that and come back, or you can just wait to the end and then get in the comments and make sure to do that because you'll want to make sure that you're there. So there's a purpose. Anytime we do something, there's always a purpose. What would you say on a personal level, and then maybe on a little bit larger than a personal level? What would you say Elite Nutrition is for you with that purpose?
My purpose with Elite Nutrition is to bring health and wellness to my community. That's why I always, there's another reason why I refer to it as the Boys and Girls Club. Um, in Richmond, Virginia, and in the area that I'm in, and even in growing up, the life I live now and the life that my son lives is nothing like I lived growing up. Like, yeah, we play hide and go seek and all that, but we really didn't know anything in regards to nutrition and fitness. We were just doing kind of what we were told.
Mhm.
So my goal is to bring wellness to my community. Even with Herbalife. Herbalife is a majority, they serve a Hispanic community for the most part. So most of the times when people come find Elite, they're like, Black people do Herbalife too? What? So, it's relatable to them.
Right.
And with that, I'm not saying that we're an exclusive environment because we love on everybody. But I'd be lying if I didn't say that my community, my people are a part of my purpose. I want them to live well and to know. I'm sorry. Am I still here?
You're good. You're still here.
Okay. The phone started ringing.
No, but
But
I
yes,
appreciate
my
it.
purpose is to bring health awareness to my community.
And I appreciate you sharing that because I think at the end of the day, I think have seen, at least from what I've experienced, lots of business owners who want to find a way to connect with the community in a way that elevates and raises the community to a new level. Because, like you said, what we didn't know, we didn't know. But now that we do know, let's do better and let's help someone else to do better for sure.
Right. And it's even crazy because it's like, because we as adults are living this new life. I love it when I see the kids want to do, like the kids will put their Crocs on and do burpees with us, or like my trap cardio kids, or they're at the bar wanting a healthy shake. It's crazy because we knew nothing about this growing up.
It's a
It makes me,
movement.
yes, makes me feel full.
I was so glad for that. So the past year has truly been full of ups, downs, and all arounds for lots of people with the pandemic and so many other things, especially the Black Lives Matter movement. I always want to make sure, like you said, nobody's being exclusive. We're definitely being inclusive, but we center us for sure in these spaces. But
Mhm.
what would you say or describe as some of the highlights from like this past year? 'Cause there's been so much negative. Let's focus on the positive.
The positives. The positives are, in spite of all the things going in the world, we've maintained a place to fellowship. Beyond Fitness is a place where people have shared their stories, shared their hurts, And again, not just with health and fitness, relationships, what's going on in current events. Like I said, it's like the barbershop. So even with everything negative outside, Elite has remained a safe place for a lot of people and their feelings and their emotions and all of that. So that's the biggest thing to me. So that's been the biggest um, positive thing in the past year. And then I guess in spite of the negatives we faced, we're still growing. So that's bomb too.
Yes, let's talk a little bit about the growth. I have at least seen on your YouTube, there's been an explosion of growth. I can't track it the way you track it. I'm sure there's so much going on behind the scenes that it could make your head explode. But share a little bit of that too, because I mean, the numbers have got to be crazy at this point.
I remember I was begging people to follow me so that I can get 1,000 subscribers so I can go live on Instagram. I mean on YouTube. I got a memory last week. A year ago on Instagram, I posted, "Oh my God, we're at 700. Now we're at about 67,000 people on YouTube. It is crazy. Like even with you visiting, Amanda, it's like I just like I always joke about it. I was like, I'm just regular degular. We're just regular people. Like um even with all of those subscribers and even with being on YouTube, sometimes it's hard to see yourself outside of the box. So it's been overwhelming in a good and bad way sometimes. But it's been overwhelming in the best way, this growth during COVID. So yeah, the growth has been crazy. We've had people come from out of town just to visit Elite and to see what the bar babes are all about. Like even outside of class, like, hey, we seen you, we seen you, we seen you. And it's like, hey, that's us, you know? It's crazy though. The growth has been crazy.
That's got to be so unreal sometimes.
It is all the time. My son says I'm famous. He know more about YouTube than I do. He says I'm famous. I'm like, boy, nah, go to bed.
That's a compliment, though. Definitely coming from the kids. Definitely.
Right.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Did the pandemic, the restrictions in any way, did it impact or restrict any of your business? Like I know that there were guidelines, there were shutdowns, there were mask restrictions, and that impacts a lot of things. Were there some impacts that did happen?
Girl. When they shut the city down, you talking about somebody was like, what am I going to do? They shut Richmond. I don't even know how long they shut Richmond down because I was still when they first shut Virginia down. I didn't own the nutritional club at that time, but it still was like a little hangout spot for us. But I did have trap cardio, and I was just like, I didn't know what I was gonna do. People were blowing on my phone. I know we still gonna have class. I'm like, we shut down. How we gonna do that? We went from having easily damn near 100 people in the class outside to now we can't have anybody. Then it was we could have 10 people. So somebody suggested going on Facebook Live. Tried that. Facebook started muting us and deleting us and blocking us. And then we had an issue because some of our cousins would be like, oh, so they still having classes, even though they know damn well I'm supposed to stay to 10. They would sneak in. So then you got people on Facebook like, how many people in the class?
Taking
So then
attendance.
we had to, yeah. So that's what class registration began. So it limited how many people we could have in our classes. But on the upside of things, it made it an exclusive place to be. Because now people are trying to be one in the number. And they fighting over it. They signing up their friends, their cousins, everything. So though we were restricted and we did take a pay cut for quite some time, we've been able to bounce back. So Virginia is opening up, but that was the biggest thing. Having to reduce our being shut down, having to reduce our class sizes, trying to figure out if we were essential enough to even serve the people shakes. In November, we closed for a week for COVID cleaning. Like, yeah, it's been a lot.
There has been, but to hear that things bounced back and got to where they needed to be, I mean, that's the amazing part. That's the part that the people
Girl,
that
yeah,
just shows the support right there. Like it's a
it
testament
really
to it.
does. Yeah.
All right, so let's get into what client feedback. So you get feedback, you hear some things, people tell you good things, and you don't tell us anything too juicy. But what are some of the really positive highlights?
Oh, positive.
I'm sorry.
You said the positive.
Yeah, this, you really helped me, or like you said, even for yourself, you were a self-professed Zumba person, and then all of a sudden, there was a moment. So, are there any feedback stories?
Yes. I've had people tell me that doing trap cardio has reduced how much medication they're now taking. Um, Having the classes at Elite possible, on YouTube, they've seen significant weight loss. Um, Something this is the most common compliment I get, and it's crazy to me because I guess I don't realize how much media and things affect us. But the biggest compliment I always get is, "It is so nice to see real bodies in front of the screen." I get that regardless if it's anybody at Elite or it's trap cardio. That's the comment. That's the compliment I get all the time. Thank you for showing us real bodies, and especially when they start at the beginning and they see now, they like, these real bodies are changing, so that they must be a
Mhm.
product of what they're doing. I had a lady email me today and said, "Are you sure diet and fitness is all you're doing?" Yes, ma'am. That's all. That's all I've done. But that's been the biggest thing. Being able to see real people, real bodies, being able to hear our music. Um, I even get compliments about being able to hear unedited music. so so I get a lot of positive feedback. Um, I get a lot of compliments about taking my faith walk and not only sharing the highs with the lows, because sometimes when people take a step out on faith, they have a tendency to just show, "Hey, I did it and now I'm successful." So everything in between is like a blur or it didn't happen. So I do receive a lot of positive feedback.
Yes, you do. And then just one thing I want to throw in there because you mentioned the unedited music, one of my faves for sure. Because I love the F word. If it pops in, I'm giggling for sure.
Yeah.
But more than that, you even balance it out. You do sometimes more than one gospel track. So there's gospel music in there to go ahead and get your dance on too. So
Because we are allowed to be more than one thing. We are allowed to like more than one thing. I don't know why we feel like we have to be in a box. So
I think
yes.
for so long there a lot of people we weren't able to be something, and that and was missing. But like you said, when you add,
Mhm.
when you added trap to Zumba, it didn't work, but trap and cardio worked. So we can be and
And
you've definitely proved that for people.
right. And then I tell people, because sometimes, I have a person like, "Can I get more editing?" And I'm like, I have a room full of people who are moms. They work in the corporate world. They're in the church. They have so many masks they have to wear all day, every day, including me before I left my job, code switching and everything. So this is their judgment-free space to leave all that shit on the floor. So it's just like, if this is where they want to get rah rah at, this is a safe place to be you.
Yes, because once you become mom, you get to lose a little bit of the rah rah.
Right, girl.
Said nothing for the word. So in business, there are definitely lessons and not losses. What are some of the lessons that you feel like you've taken away from, whether it's more than this past year or even just within this past year?
Um, be flexible and adaptable. Do not be afraid to ask for help. You don't have to be super anything. Um, when I say that your tribe will find you, I have to also trust that my tribe is for me enough to help me, and they have been. That's been my biggest lesson, because I was so hands on at one point, so it was a fault. Like, I am, I have anxiety. I have an anxious personality. I've also before suffered with high functioning depression. So it's nothing for me to be doing the most. And then when life takes over, I shut down and I don't want to do anything. It's like I, those emails will pile up and I would say to hell with it and go on by my life and whatever. So the biggest lesson I've learned in this past year is do not be afraid to ask for help.
It's a big lesson, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people
Makes life a
probably are
little
struggling
easier.
right now with it.
Girl, allow the people around you to help you. Okay? Do that,
I
please.
hope y'all listening.
Yeah.
You.
And they probably have already offered it, volunteered it, waiting on you to say something. Just
Yeah.
let them know you're ready.
So let's talk some stuff, some future things. So plans are always important. Are there any upcoming events or anything that you can share with us in this moment?
So, trap cardio. Last year we threw out. This is the funniest thing. In the middle of COVID, I think it was June or July, June. We threw our first dance festival. Probably was about 200 people there, but it was successful. Nobody was sick. We had a good time. And so it was called Trill Fest, Trill Fest. So everybody's like, so when is Trill Fest now that the world is opening back up? So we are going to have a worldwide Trill Fest. It's going to be a 2-day event this year, and it's going to be on Juneteenth because I'm all about my people. It's going to be June 18th through the 19th. Last year during Trill Fest, along with the dance fitness portion, we had a black vendor market. Well, a lot of vendors, because we have a lot of entrepreneurs in that little room you see in Trap Audio. So a lot of those vendors were able to set up and make a whole lot of money. And so we're going to keep that spirit going on with this one. And we're going to open it up to out of town vendors. Um, this year, we're not going to just make it strictly Trap Cardio. We'll be the headliners, but we will have segments from other instructors at Elite. So it's going to be a very big deal. I'm excited about it, and I can't wait to start promoting. So that's our next big thing in a couple months.
Yes, so everybody keep your eyes open Juneteenth. So you got a date in mind so you know what you're looking for.
Yes, I'm excited, man.
So I gotta ask, I always like to ask about give back. I'm a social worker by trade. And I always like to ask about give back initiatives or, anything that people are doing to kind of give back and contribute to the community. Are you involved in any of those give back level type of events?
Our give backs are so they're in-house but not in-house. Like we don't have any official like annual events. So some of the things we've done in the past 9 months. Um, we had a fundraiser for our teachers and administrators because we knew that virtual learning was going to be a big thing and it was stressful. So I think we raised over $400 and we were able to give our in-house teachers and administrators gift cards to help them to get supplies to set up their virtual rooms for the kids and everything. Um, we had a dance fitness special event class where we donated money. We all showed up in pink and everything, and we donated money for breast cancer. We did something similar for domestic violence. We have plans of feeding the homeless. Like we are community based, and sometimes it's as simple as somebody, a part of the trial, wakes up and like, hey, it's getting cold outside. I think the homeless need something, and we just gather together and get it done. That's
That's
just
so
we
authentic.
are about our community.
That's authentic. I can see that. I mean, like I said, again, I've met a lot of the gym members, and I've met a lot of the instructors, and I can see y'all having that conversation because there's a lot of time where it's just that conversation going on and it's free flowing. So that's
It
a good
is.
thing to hear about. Really, it is. I'm glad that you're doing so much with the community.
Thank you, boo.
You're welcome. So we have a culture of community and interconnectedness, and I want to make sure to give you a chance to share your social media handles and anything that we can be sure to follow and do supporting, whether it's in person or online and virtual.
Okay. Well, Elite Nutrition has its own Instagram. It's Elite Nutrition RVA. Elite also has its own YouTube by the same name. When you go to Elite Nutrition's YouTube, you will see a feature on the YouTube homepage which says our fitness friends, and so you'll be able to see all the other instructors' YouTube pages. Of course, Trap Cardio is there. You can follow my Instagram at beyond.the.fluff. A lot of people ask why my Instagram is not Trap Cardio, and it's because I am more than just the class. And because I am also on a personal journey, just like everyone is with weight loss and mental and family life, I share a lot of that there. So I don't want anybody to think that you're just gonna get Trap Cardio when you come to my Instagram. But my YouTube is Trap Cardio. If you'd ever like to donate to Elite, pretty much you will make a donation by way of trap-cardio.com. That's my website, and links to everything that I just put out there is on that website. So trap-cardio.com, merchandise and all.
All right, thank you for sharing that. I want to make sure everybody definitely gets a chance to support. I also want to kind of maybe make sure to highlight, I did notice that y'all have an official song now. I did want to bring that up too.
Yes.
That's official. That's
So
good.
this is the funny part though. So Isha of Maryland she's an out of state cousin who has been rolling with me for a while. Her wife booked a private birthday class, and so they traveled from Maryland to Virginia, and I got to meet all of them for the first time, and we've been like this since then. So Ish has an alias, Ish the Hitmaker, and she went and wrote this song, which my running coach, Running with Rock, he created the beats because he makes beats. And then we got a whole anthem that I need to make a dance to. But yes, so the goal is by Juneteenth, we're going to have a dance to that song. But we got a whole anthem, and you'll see it when you go to our YouTube page for Trap Cardio.
I appreciate it because now we got two things to definitely be looking out for going into June for sure.
Yes. I'm excited.
Well, thank you for that. I want to definitely give you a chance. Is there anything that you would like to share with the community as we close out on this Friday?
It is a Friday, so we're at the end of the week. Whatever trouble you're going through, it won't last long. Be careful what you give your energy to. You have the power. Don't let anybody take your power away from you. If you believe it, you can achieve it. All of those cliches are there for a reason because they mean something. Dream big, work even harder. Okay. I love y'all, and never give up on yourself.
We appreciate that. And just as a surprise, on Saturday, hopefully myself and some others who are joining a Zoom call, we will be joining y'all for Trap Cardio Saturday morning.
I'll be there.
Oh, yes, we can't wait. See you there. Thank you everybody for watching. Have a happy Friday.
Yes. Same to you, boo.